gorgeous humans. Good morning. Happy Monday. We are back. We are back for our Monday episode of the morning show. How are you feeling? I am still getting into the swing of things. So, today, I don't know what we're talking about today. We're going to just wing it. We're going to dive into some beautiful conversation. So, feel free to say hello as you're jumping on. Drop a topic that you want to talk about. What are you guys going through currently? And we'll see where the life takes us. But before we dive in, we've been gone for a week. Hello, good morning, Amethyst. We've been gone for a week, so catch me up. What's the update? What's the goss? Like what's happening? So last week, as you guys know, I went out of town. I was with my mom and my brother in Charleston. This, you guys, first time we've ever done it. Isn't that insane? I love you, Coney. I missed you too. Thank you. Isn't that insane? So this was the first time my brother, my mom, and I have ever done a trip together. Now, I grew up really unconventionally. I don't think I've ever talked about this. I grew up really unconventionally. So my parents divorced when I was 1. My brother went to live with my dad. And I went to live with my mom. Good morning, Erin. So we are open books today. If you guys have something you want to dive into, drop a little topic in the comment and we'll just do some riffs today. If you have something that you're just contemplating going through, you want to dive into, just drop something in the comments and we'll just have fun today. Okay. So I grew up with my mom and my brother grew up with my dad. Isn't that so strange? So we never thought this was weird until we became adults and we had kids of our own and we're like, wow, that is so weird. So it was cool. It was cool. All of that is to say we're family that doesn't really know each other. Do you know what I mean? I know my mom and my mom knows me but I didn't grow up with my brother. And so we're connected, but we don't know each other's as humans on a day-to-day basis. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot to talk about with that. Let's see some of the comments of what you guys want to talk about, and we'll see if it all comes in together. Erin says also, it's a Monday over here. That's kind of how I feel too. It's raining. I'm like, what do I want to do with my life today? Okay, Chris said, I would love to hear your wisdom on letting go of an old belief system. Let's go. Let's go. My body and my energy are kicking my ass. Also, I missed hearing your show last week. Oh, I love you guys. This is the vibe I needed coming back into the show today. I love that, Chris. I think we're going to dive into that for sure. Good morning, Amber. Okay, Erin said, I'm loving this story and your family journey. Okay, let's dive into it all. So this ties beautifully, actually, Chris. So because my brother and I didn't grow up together, we have a very different kind of relationship. You know what I mean? Like we have that brother-sister bond, but we don't really know each other in terms of who are you? I don't know his favorite food or his favorite color or any of those things. So what I found over the time that we were together in Charleston was I have to treat this like I would treat any, going on a vacation with friends or, say you're going on vacation with a friend and then the friend brought a friend. Do you know what I mean? You got to approach it from this place of I don't actually know you. And what I'm saying about that is we can easily box people in to what we think we know about them when we don't really know. And when you do that, here's the kicker. When you box somebody in to what you think you know, because there's a lot I think I know, you know what I mean? When you box somebody in to what you think you know about them, it actually modifies your behavior. You see what I'm saying? Because you've got this short-sighted view of what you think they are. And so then you act in accordance with that. Now let's think about this just in terms of broader picture life. If I think that a certain circumstance, I've got it all figured out, like, this is the problem, this is what's happening, like, I know what's happening here, then I'm gonna act in direct accordance with what I think is hap do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how we limit the possibilities when it comes to that? So, I had made this decision before I went on this trip that I was going to keep that energy light and open, light and open, and allow the trip, or allow the energy of the trip to tell me. You see what I'm saying? And so then the couple of times, because we're family and, like, tensions can happen, the couple of times that that happened, I took the energy and I, like, purposefully moved it along. Okay, okay. We're getting into so many cool topics right now, but let's keep going here. So, in the moments, you guys know these moments. You know the moments where things get tense for a second? Like, energy gets a little like, "Oh," and you're like, "Oh god." If you're sensitive like me, if you're empathic and you feel it immediately. So, instead of where normally in the past when there's, like, any kind of tension energy, I'm more of a, like, opt out kind of girl. Like, I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna go," right? But in this circumstance, what I did instead was I bead the bigger energy. This is so good. I bead the bigger energy, meaning I decided, no, I'm going to direct where this energy goes. I am going to acknowledge the energy I just felt in terms of, like, okay, that's there. And then I'm going to alchemize it into something new. And it was so neat to just kind of experiment with this, because as I did it, it worked. I felt the, like, "Ooh," and we can do this all day long. Like, even if you are by yourself with a problem, with a circumstance, with a belief, which we're gonna go into more, Chris, and you can say, "Oh, I feel that. Oh, okay. Not what I want. Not what I want. How can I redirect what I just felt and push that energy in the direction that I do want?" So practically what this looks like was start a new conversation. Feel the energy, don't take it on. Decide what energy you want to happen right here, right now. Now, what's so cool is, like, this starts to really show you the power that you have in all situations. Like, all situations. It doesn't even matter if people are involved or not. Because a lot of times we get hung up on, like, yeah, but there's other people, and, like, I can't control other people. No, you can't. But you can lead them. You can lead them. Everyone wants to feel better. I mean, just like, everyone wants to feel better. That's the whole motivation behind everything we do. I want to feel better, right? So if you can direct the energy of the room to a better feeling energy, people are going to go with you. They're going to be like, "Oh, thank God. Let's go that way." So I would just practice this. And it's really just kind of showed me, because, everything has a lesson for us, and every trip will change you in the most profound way. I'm telling you, I don't care if it's 2 days that you go out of town, it will change you, because you're exiting your normal timeline of life. You're exiting your normal frequency, and you're purposefully going into another one. That you can't not be changed by that. This is why travel is just like my heart. Travel. Whew, because it's gonna shift you in some way. And so this really showed me the power of alchemy. Exactly, Coney. The power of alchemy, and that we all have this in us. This is not something unique to, one spiritual person versus a not. It's not like that. It's like you have the power, but you've got to decide, are you going to lead or are you going to be led? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, like, if you let this world lead you, oh Lord, you're gonna, like, spiral down into the ground, because the world and the vibration that the majority of the society is operating at is not something you want to follow, right? So we got to decide to be the lead in these situations. Okay, so Chris was saying that she said, "I would love to hear your wisdom on letting go of an old belief system. My body and my energy are kicking my ass. God bless it." I know. I know. Same. Same, 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 same. So I think there's a few things here. One, if you know the specific belief system, like if you've got it pinpointed, couple of things, right? One, we can cut off other opportunities for change by thinking we know what's up. What I would do, if you know sort of the ballpark of the belief system that's happening, is I would start off with I'm willing to let go of what I think I know. Is so powerful. I'm willing to let go of what I think I know. I'm willing to let go of what I think I know about this person. I'm willing to let go of what I think I know about this circumstance. I'm willing to let go of what I think I know about this belief system because we can get ourselves real boxed in. You know what I mean? Like real boxed in with what we think we know. And then we end up just looping in it. So I think the first step to just loosen it up, I'm willing to let go of this. I'm willing to let go of what I think I know in order to, and here we go, I got you, Chris, in order to be available for an easier solution. Oh, I'm willing to let go of what hard headed, stubborn Marley thinks she knows in order to be available for an easier solution. I'm willing to let go of it. One of the things that I've been saying to myself recently is I clear all distortions now. All distortions cleared. Distortions are deviations from the truth. Truth is love, joy, ease, abundance, right? So I clear all distortions cleared. I'm only available for clarity. All distortions cleared. I'm only available for clarity. Because like I'm going to tell you, I'm human, okay? I go through all the same stuff you guys go through. I feel all the insecurities. I feel the doubt. I worry about shit that doesn't make sense. Like, I go through the things. I have my own problems I'm facing all the time. I feel it, but I can't stay there. Do you know what I mean? I have to know that what I'm feeling is not the ultimate truth if it doesn't feel like ease, if it doesn't feel like flow, love, abundance. It's a distortion I'm experiencing. So if I'm experiencing a distortion, now here's the cool thing, there's something in it for me. There's something that I got to learn. There's something I'm not seeing properly. Do you see what I'm saying? So, in your example here, Chris, if things are feeling hard, there's something I'm not seeing properly about that. Do you see what I'm saying? There's a distortion. If I'm like this thing is hard. Like this circumstance is hard. Making money is hard. We'll bring Amber's in here. But making money is hard. There's a non-truth in that. There's a distortion where I've bought into some belief system along the way, whether it was like society, parent, teacher, your neighbors, whatever it is, I've bought into a belief system that isn't true. And so I'm experiencing the distortion of it. So when we're looking at it from the perspective of if truth is always abundance, love, joy, and ease, then I'm the one who's distorting that in some way. So I'm available to see things differently. I'm available to let go of what I think I know, which is obviously a non truth, right? Because if it's hard, it's a non truth. And I'm believing in a non truth. I'm willing to let go of what I think I know for a solution of ease. I'm willing to let go of what I think I know for a solution of ease. Now, what's really fun about belief work, and you guys know it's like the foundation of what I do, is that for everyone, there's gonna be like something that clicks it differently for you. This is why I think it's so important to come on here and talk with you guys and tell you the things of how I see it and how I think about it, because you never know what that one liner is that's just gonna like bust somebody's whole world wide open. Like I can't plan that. You know what I mean? All I can do is show up and teach and preach. I can't plan it. But there's always, for every single human, there's like one line that just breaks it wide open for them. Aaron was telling me something about something I had said. Obviously, I wasn't here last week, the week before. And she was like, "I know you've probably said it a million times, but I heard it and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, I get it." And it clicks open. So stay curious is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like anytime you feel that dense, like, ugh, 3D dense, it's all on me to figure out how to fix this thing. Okay, we've left the realm of magic there, right? And we've got to let that go. Because when you're in the density of ego, meaning you think it's up to you to change everything around you, like I've got to go and manipulate the world to fix my problem, that's heavy. And it takes so long to find a solution in that because solution doesn't live in problem. And the external world is the product of something that's happening inside, right? So if I'm believing the distortion in our example of making money is hard, then my external world is the product of that belief. I can't go out here and try to manipulate that. Nothing, not you will, nothing, no action can beat a belief. Action only solidifies the belief you're in. So we got to go inward and start saying, like, okay, we need to rearrange this stuff. We need to rearrange what's happening inside. Why am I believing this? Is that actually true? Is that actually true? Okay, even if it is true for, like, say, 50% of the world, do I want it to be my truth? Are there people who believe the opposite? Are there people who are living in the opposite? I think I'll join that group. You know what I mean? And then you make it work for you because things will come up where you will fear, yeah, but if I believe that making money's easy, then I'm going to be a rich evil person, right? Like we've got all these weird things in our subconscious that are going to come up. So make it work for you. Okay, well, I am going to have money be easy, but I'm going to be really wonderful with it, like good money. Like, because you don't want to just make money. You want to make good, easy, full of love, gratitude kind of money. You know what I mean? It's like I don't want evil money. I don't I don't want like illegal money. I don't want money that hurts people. I want good money. And that's your vibe. That's your energy. And you get to decide that for yourself. Chris said, I have been and able to move it. Now my ankle is in pain and swollen, so it's tied up in this pattern. How interesting. There's a book. Oh my God, right here. Why? Of course, I would have it right here. I don't know if you've read this. Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. Love this book. And in the back of it, she has a whole glossary on what the energetic root of physical pain is. So, oh, you have it? Have you read Ankle? Let's read Ankle for the world. I love this because it's so simple, but like so fun. ABCLMNOP. Ankle. Inflexibility and guilt. Ankles represent the ability to receive pleasure. And the affirmation she gives is, I deserve to rejoice in my life. Oh, I love that. I deserve to rejoice in my life. I accept all the pleasure life has to offer. Let's go. Right in with the ease, right? I deserve to accept all of the pleasure that life has to offer. So good. So good. Okay, let's see. We won't hear it until we're ready. So true. Amber said, I would love a refresher on money mindset within a relationship. Oh, especially if there are two different vibes going on. Oh, I love this question. Okay. So, as you can imagine, I've gotten this question hundreds, I like no exaggeration, hundreds of times over the 5 years of coaching. Because what happens a lot is women are leading this conscious awakening, by the way. Like women are leading this awakening to the inner work, to the look at what's going on inside as to why you're so unhappy and life is hard, right? And so what happens and has happened a lot is I have female clients. I only have one male client right now. And in all of my days, I think I've only had two. I mean, unless you count my husband, which star pupil, that guy. But mostly my clients have been women. So what happens is the women come into my world, they start working on themselves, they start elevating their mind, they start doing all the belief work. Amazing things are happening. They're so excited about it. But then they're like, but my husband wah, wah, doesn't do the work. And every time I try to have an elevated money mindset, my husband's all worried. He's like, we can't do that. We can't spend this, blah, 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 all this stuff. Right. And so it becomes this point of friction. And a lot of times people get really, really scared. Like, if I keep doing this work, can I not be with my husband anymore? Right? So, valid question. So valid because, your partner, especially if you have a good mutual respect relationship, like you care about what your partner thinks. So, when your partner brings you limitation and Amber said in quotations, I've been poor my entire life and I will be poor until I die. My response would be like, okay, well, you have fun with that. I'm going to go over here and make the millions and start us a bank account. So your partner is going to Amber's gonna come through the computer and slap me on this one, but it's the truth. Okay, it's the truth. Your partner is an amplified mirror to the part of you, even that it's teeny tiny, it's a small part in you, but the part of you that still believes that. The part of you, so in this case, the part of you that believes, but what if I will be poor the rest of my life? What if I don't ever get there? What if because you know what I mean? Because it can't exist in your energetic frequency if it's not matching you somewhere. So it's not all of who you are. I'm going to be really, really clear on that. It's not all of who you are. He represents that teeny tiny little part that still is questioning, that still is like, but will I? He represents the doubt. So don't try to change him, okay, guys? That is a marriage ruiner. Do not try to go after your husband and change his mindset. You got to work on that little part that's in you. And as you work on that little part that's in you, you will see him magically transform. I'm so serious. I have seen this happen 100 times, no exaggeration, over and over and over again. Because our world is a representation of what's happening inside of us. And our people, especially the people we're close to, are amplified mirrors of little teeny tiny parts that are still existing in us. So instead of getting upset with him about it and being like, stop saying it, I don't want to believe that, be like, oh, I still kind of believe that. Okay, let me go look at that. Let me go into my journal. Let me pull up Marli's Becoming a Conscious Creator and work out that belief system so that I can work it out in me so that then my external reality shifts and changes. So see it as a blessing. When your partner really shows you something, see it as a blessing because they're showing you something that's been hidden from you or something that you maybe have been afraid to acknowledge. Do you see what I'm saying? And then make it a game. My God, make it a game. I was having this conversation with a private client just last week. Make it a game. Oh, look, I've spotted something. Let me go work it out and see how that shifts and changes what's around me. Simultaneously, I'm going to bring it full circle for you. Don't box that person in. They are an ever evolving, changing human with the same opportunity to shift and evolve as you have. So don't box them in. Don't sit there and think you know them. You don't know them. I know it's your husband, but hear me. You don't know them. You don't know the whole of who they are. You know the part they're showing you. And this is true for everybody. There's no way that you can know the wholeness of who someone is. I don't care how well you think you know them. There's no way you can know the wholeness because you're only getting the version of them that is reflecting you. That was really deep. We're not going to go all the way down that, but you're only getting a small version of them. Like, think about it like this, like, your husband, you get the version of your husband that is with you. You don't get the version of your husband that's, like, hanging with his boys. Do you know what I mean? That's a different version of him. It might not be drastically different, but it's a different version of him. You're getting a different kind of energy. You're not getting the version of him that goes to work. That's a different version of him. You're not getting that version of him. There's no way you could ever get that version of him because he's a different side of himself when he's in these environments. So the version you're getting reflects you. It reflects you. So don't box him in. Allow like this mentality. One day, I'm sorry, Instagram. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Sorry, Instagram. I gotta one day I'm gonna remember to turn my phone on focus mode when I go live. So you're getting the version of him that's you. So you want to look at this from that perspective of like, okay, it's actually me. It's actually me that's boxing him in with my own belief system. So think about Amber said Marley took a week off and then came back dropping fire. Little reset for the good of all humanity. So it's actually your fault that he's still saying this. I know. Oh my God. Oh my God. People are going to come slap me across the face. But it's so true. It's actually your fault that you're still hearing him say this. So it's not to say that it originated with you by any means, but I would go out on a limb and say that when you guys met, he had this mentality and you kind of formulated, this is who he is. You see what I'm saying? Like you kind of boxed in his identity. And so you now have got to bust down the walls of that box. Don't box in his identity. And then you got to say, okay, what part of what he's showing me is actually true for me? What part of me is still kind of believing that too? And you got to go and blow that shit up, blow it up. And we have this power. It's not ultimate truth. We know that. It's not ultimate truth. It's just showing you what you're believing. And everything that you're believing is manifesting in your physical reality in some way. Sometimes it's real, real sneaky. So be grateful when it's blatant and blaring in your face, because those are a whole lot easier to work out than the beliefs that are hidden from us. Amen. Chris said, so true. I've been doing this with my partner. Yeah. Yeah. I do this with Robert all the time. Oh, nailed it. Gotta quit assigning your partner a label. Yeah, because it's not fair. It's not fair, right? Let me explain how this feels. Have you ever, for those of you who left your hometown, have you ever gone back to your hometown and immediately you feel different? Like you're talking to somebody from high school and you feel their version of you. Like you feel them believing this is who you are. And you're like, but that's not who I am anymore. You see what I'm saying? That's what it feels like. When somebody boxes you in, that's what it feels like. So it's just really not fair to do that to people. It's not that it's easy. It's kind of hard to not box people in, but it's not fair. And so we got to do our best to remember that they are ever evolving souls too. We're not on a high horse just because we come to the Marli show and have these conversations. They have the exact same capabilities that you have to shift and change and all of that. But again, don't nag your partner. He don't want to hear it. Okay. He's a little, don't shut you out. Gonna shut you down. We have, and maybe we'll do it again. Maybe we'll do it again. Robert and I have done a whole program around this, around evolving in your relationship together and how to approach that very delicate, I would like my man to up level, but I don't want to come in and be a nagging, I don't want to say nagging Nancy is what I was going to say, but I don't want to offend anybody. Chris said, I've been unraveling the parts inside of me, witnessing him transform his magic. Look. I mean, that's how it goes. And a lot of times it is, it's always about you. They're on their own journey, but what you're feeling about what your partner's doing, that's about you. You know what I mean? There's been so many times where I wanted to like make Robert do something different. And because I know what I know, praise, I would go to my journal and I would say, why am I needing him to be different? Like, what is it that is bothering me? And it always came down to, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm trying to push him into doing something that I actually want to be doing for myself. And I'm like, you need to be doing this, you know? So it always comes back to us, but that's a really beautiful thing because that's the power we have. We have the power to work on ourselves. We don't have the power to work on other people. You know, even when I coach and I teach, I can't change you. I can't change you. I can just offer what it is that I know and how I move about it and what I believe and think that would work for you. But you're the one who's got to go do it. You know, I can't make you do anything. Chris said, I've been coaching women with this. It's incredible that we just need to focus on us. I love it. My entire business is based on just you because I'm fully obsessed. Now, this is right in line with my astrological chart. My Saturn is in my first house, which, if you know astrology, that's like your Saturn is in your first house. But essentially, what it says is like, your karmic lessons are about you. And so when you work on you, everything shifts and changes and rearranges. This is how I've changed my whole life. This is the story I've been telling with becoming a conscious creator because in 2018, that was the journey I really embarked on. It was like, I'm going to work on me. I'm going to work on me because I just knew if I work on me, everything has to change. It has to. Like, how could it not? And so the more that I started doing this and the more things started happening, like quite literally ended up doubling my salary. I didn't acquire a new skill. I didn't go out and I hadn't even started a business yet. I just worked on me. I worked on my money mindset. I worked on my perception of my own value. I worked on my identity. I started telling myself I'm a six-figure person. That's who I am. And literally within months, I was almost at that mark. I got a job at like almost $80,000 a year. And I was like, let's go. Just working on me. So do not doubt the inner work because it is the only work that works. Chris said, are you also teaching astrology? Casually, like on here, I talk about it. So my mom is an astrologer and she's been an astrologer for like 50 years. So I have quite a bit of knowledge, but I've never formally taught it. No, I do use it in my coaching. Like I have every one of my clients' charts in my phone. Like I'm checking on them. I'm telling them what they're going through. I'm like, okay, you can expect this. Here's what you really need to focus on. It's such a helpful tool. So helpful. All right. Do we need to just hang out all day and like just keep chitty chatting? This was fun. Thanks you guys for showing up. I'm such a I vibe with you guys when you're on and you're asking questions and you're commenting. Like that gets my energy going. I love it so much. Amber, Amber said, I'm sitting here shooketh. The possibility that my inner concerns on my partner's lack of next level steps is actually holding him back. Yep. I know, but that's what it is. Oh, thank you, Chris. God, I love you guys. Ah, you're the best. All right, my loves. We're gonna wrap it. I will say this. I have not turned off the 50% off for becoming a conscious creator. So if you do want to come into this incredible program that helps you to realign your belief systems, all about you, it's still 50% off for the moment with code manifest50 off. So if you want that program, Instagram, you can comment the word creator and it will auto send you the code and the link. YouTube, you can just comment creator and I'll send it to you myself. If you want 50% off. This is the program that gives you the foundation of everything I teach. Let's see. Erin said, I feel this to my core. Been busting out of that box lately and it's brutal sometimes. It can feel brutal. It really can, just because you're entering new energy and it can feel really, really scary. But you can also affirm, I easily and gracefully step into my new level. I easily and gracefully step into my new level. You know what I mean? So sometimes we make things harder than they need to be simply because we might like a challenge. Like, you might like a challenge. You're like, I can overcome this. Sometimes we can do that. I used to get so okay, we're gonna say this and then we're gonna wrap. When I go to sleep at night, sometimes I'll ask for the upgrades I need. Give me the upgrades I need while I sleep to level up into this, to understand this, to gain clarity on this. I'll say, like, give me the upgrades while I sleep, right? Like, work smarter, not harder. And for a long time, my sleep would be really tumultuous, like tossing and turning all night, so many dreams, all of these things. And then I had a coach one time, this was years ago. She said, "You can ask for them to be graceful and easy." And I was like, "Oh my God, genius." So then from that point on, I was like, give me my upgrades gracefully and easily while I sleep, because I want to get some good sleep and I want the upgrades. So, like, ask and it shall be, ask and you'll receive. Right back to the Bible. And said, my hubs looked at me a while back and said, "We're in such a great spot. You manifested this life right." And for a second, I was like, no, we did, which is true. But also, it started with me. Yeah, you got to own it. You got to own it, because even his feelings of ease are a reflection of your energy. And you got to remember that too. That's the other side of it. Like, yeah, the stuff we don't like is a reflection of you, but also the stuff that is beautiful is a reflection of you too. I often have these moments when there's like really, really gorgeous sunsets and you're just basking and it just feels so magical. And I'm like, this is me too. Like, this is me too. Everything's a reflection of you. So, like, when your kids are, amazing humans and they do the things that you've taught them, like, that's a reflection of you. When your husband feels ease in his body and confidence and powerful, he's reflecting that part of you too. Like, it's all a reflection of you. So make sure you pay attention to the good too, even though, the bad tends to get our attention a little bit more. It's a whole big full picture. So let's go. What a way to start off the week. All right, loves. I love you so much. If you want to come into becoming a conscious creator, I will leave the 50 off for just a little while longer. Message me creator and you will get a link directly to it for 50% off. I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. We'll be back tomorrow morning, Tuesday, for another episode of The Morning Show. Goodbye, my loves.